Me, and we're live.
Yay!
Yay.
Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if anyone's here yet. If not, that's okay. But yeah, we are doing some comics today
Welcome
for
back.
Failing Upward.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a very, very chill Sunday. It's a little later for Jack, but it's 12 p.m. by me.
You say chill,
um,
it's very wet here, you know. It's
yeah.
just
Oh, is it raining by you?
yeah, it's atypical for January, you know. It's cold and wet.
Mm,
Well, we had snow like a couple of weeks ago, which was quite nice. So
Interesting, interesting. But yeah, so guys, welcome to the first ever Failing Upwards live comic stream. These are things we're gonna want to do throughout the year while we work on our episode. So you guys have more Cody and JC stuff to cling on to, and you're not kind of left in the dust while we while we
mm.
make these bigger episodes. But yeah, these are kind of just cute little Sunday comic strips. This was kind of Jack's idea. Jack, I know you're a big fan of this format, as we've discussed in the past, in terms of just like newspaper strips and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of comics in general in terms of like, you know, the traditional Sunday funnies and comic strips, and so I just thought it'd be just something fun and a nice little detour, especially when it comes to like waiting in between episodes and stuff to like start work on like just these sort of like little strips to not only like, you know, help with the weight, but also just help establish these characters a bit more and just have a bit more fun with them. You know, that was basically just the general idea of it.
Yeah.
Um,
So this is one
oh yeah, I'll share.
we kind of came up with. We wanted to we really wanted to incorporate the fantasy stuff into it,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of surreal humor stuff that we do. So I thought it'd be really funny to have Cody get attacked by a yeti. Um and Yeah, I don't know. I think this fear stemmed from me from there. There's this game as a kid I played called Ski Free. I'm sure many
Mm.
people remember this game. Jack, when I told you, you didn't really remember this game, right?
No, I feel like it was not really on. I mean, I wasn't probably old enough to have like computers that kind of had that program. We had stuff obviously like, you know, we had what was it, the bomb one where it's like Minesweeper and the 3D pinball one, but those are the only ones I can really remember growing up with in terms of like the games that we had automatically on our PC. Um,
Hmm.
so that was pretty much those ones. By the way, guys, let us know if anyone's there right now. Let us know if the audio is okay. 'Cause I'm kind of playing around
Yeah,
with
how do we
like,
sound, guys?
yeah,
We had a couple of echo issues before. We think we've solved them. But if we're echoing or if anything sounds off, please let us know.
yeah.
Um,
Can you hear the music? We got music now.
Yeah, we've got music now. Thank you. Just want to credit Louis Zong for letting streamers and artists and people in general lose his music and stuff.
Hmm.
That was Jack's find. Thank you so much for finding that, Jack. But
Yeah, well,
yeah,
you know, love Louison's work and Louison's work and just you know, he did say in a tweet like I still got it saved. It's just that, you know, you are allowed to use his music in streams and such. Just make sure you credit him and such. So
yeah,
yeah, we're just having so like I said, fitting for a nice chill Sunday stream. Just, you know, having some of his chill pieces playing in the background. So if you can hear them anyway, I've got them slightly low in volume right now, obviously, so you can hear us. But you know, if it's too low, just let us know and we'll turn up a little bit.
sounds good. In the chat. That's their name.
Hmm.
Saying we sound good.
Cool.
Mentioned Ski Free, yeah. Ski Free, I mean, just to fill you in, Jack, Ski Free was this game where you play a skier going down a slope, and you can do like tricks and stuff like that. It's like a very, very basic kind of, not even 8-bit, but like, maybe 8-bit. Yeah, I guess it's like an 8-bit skiing game.
Right.
We were kind of going down a hill, and you have to watch out for trees and snowboarders and all this stuff, and trying
Mm.
to do tricks and stuff, trying to get down as fast as possible. After a certain amount of time, though, there's a yeti that appears behind you, and it's insanely fast, to the point where you have to be. The way I was always able to avoid it as a kid was I would ski diagonally because it had trouble moving diagonally.
Right.
Um, but moving diagonally in that game is always a risk because it's harder to navigate that way, but that's the only way to kind of get away from it.
What was the obstacles? Was there any like obstacles that were in the way in terms of like?
I'll get a picture so I can show you. Give me 1 second. It's a very interesting game. I'll say that much.
Okay.
It was very. It's not even 8-bit. It looks like MS Paint almost. I wouldn't be surprised if they used like I actually don't. I feel like I watched a video at one point about it, but yeah, it's a very fascinating game. But it was on a lot of PCs, just Windows computers. We had that. We had Oregon Trail, which I'm sure you. I don't know, actually. You know, yeah. Okay, so you know Oregon Trail.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. I knew Oregon Trail. I think that was obviously. Yeah. You know, I've been on the internet long enough to know Oregon Trail. I just. But wait, did that come free then? Did that come free or that was something that you had to pay for to get?
I think Oregon Trail eventually was like shareware or like free. You know, it's abandonware, so like you could get it for free. You could probably just download it somewhere, but I think you did have to buy like a floppy. But you could copy floppies back then, so I'm sure that's what all the teachers did back then, was they would just copy each other's stuff. That's what I think, at least.
I think that's what everyone did back then, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. But a lot of PCs came with 3 games I remember specifically. It was Ski Free. It was Chips Challenge, which was kind of like a puzzle game where you play a kid in like a giant labyrinth.
Oh, right, okay.
This is Ski Free. I put it in the chat, by the way, so you can check it out.
No,
it's so basic looking by today's standards, but it very just hours of fun when you're like 8 years old, you know.
It does look like something from MS Paint though. Yeah. Oh, I do know. Oh, okay. Oh, that's where it's from. Okay, because I remember seeing this GIF of this weird grey monster thing. I like had no idea where it was from. It's from this game, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, all right. That's where it's from. Okay.
Mentioned Space Cadet Pinball. I don't know if you remember that, Jack, but that's the
3D pinball one. Yeah, that was the one I played.
Exactly.
Yeah. That one. Yeah, that one's great. You know, just in terms of like, you know, just you had a free pinball game, you know, and you play it for hours and stuff like that. You always try to get the 1 million mark and stuff like, you know. So that's
totally. Yeah, no, I like that one. And then the third one that I remember as a kid was called Jezzball, which was kind of like you have to like corner off like a ball, basically. You have to get it, something like that. Hang on, let me see. Look this up and just remember how this goes. There were so many games like this. Yeah, this was on let's see. Yeah, you have to like corner off 2 balls basically. And then if they hit the thing, you have to get a certain amount of screen real estate. That's what it is.
Oh,
you have
right,
to
okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then but you have a certain amount of hits that you can take before you lose the game. That one was fun. I remember, what else did I have on PC? A lot of educational games, a lot of those edutainment games. Math Blaster. I'm sure you had Math Blaster.
Yeah, I know about Math Blaster. Yeah, we had a demo of it, definitely. It had like, I don't know which version it was though. We had like cool 2D like an intro that was like 2D animated. That was really cool. Like a really cool song and stuff like that. Must have been like the sequel or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, Math Blaster is fantastic. Fantastic. I say that as if it's like a classic game that everybody loved. I mean, I loved it. It was fun for what it was.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I was actually talking the other day about these were a big thing in the 90s, but and into the 2000s as well. But a lot of movies had these things called activity centers for the PC. Which like they were a bunch of mini games based on a movie. So when I was a kid, I had one called Toy Story Activity Center.
Yeah.
and it was like memory games and card games and like checkers and all this different stuff, and you just play it with the characters.
Yeah.
Which I mean now seems very like quaint, but back then, I mean, it was fully voice acted. The animation was pretty good for a computer game. And like it had a lot of personality. I remember I played there was like a game you would play with Ham from Toy Story, and it was like a blackjack basically, and you had to kind of hit 21 without going over. I think they called it something different because it's technically, you know, gambling and they don't want kids to do that. but you know, that was a lot of fun.
Thing is though, that'll be such a ham. That's not like a ham thing he would do though, like teach kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah, that's so in character. Yeah.
Go home and play blackjack with my buddy Ham. But yeah, those were fun. I had a Rugrats game for the PC. I don't remember what it was about, but like you had to what's that game even about? It was another game that like you're kind of, once again, it's quaint now, but like you marvel at the fact that it was like fully voice acted back then. And had like actual animation. PC game. What's this called? 90s. Rugrats Adventure Game. That's what it was called. Yeah. Very, very, like, once again, just a lot of fun. I think that was more like my little sisters, but like, you know, back then you just play whatever was on the computer.
Okay.
I had friends who had like more, not necessarily, well, I guess more mature games. My friend had a game, a point and click game called The 11th Hour, which is a sequel to a game called The Seventh Guest, which is it's kind of like a horror FMV game. And I remember the cover scared me so much as a kid that I would have to like I could not look. I could watch her play the game, but I couldn't look at the cover of the game. It's very bizarre. I'll share the cover. Oh wow! I feel like my computer just heard me because I just typed in 11th and that came up immediately. It's not even scary in retrospect. It's just kind of like eerie.
I think there was some like scary bits in that game though, right? I think I know which one you're talking about because I remember.
I know, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Here it is.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's an eerie cover. It's very unsettling.
Like, so, I mean, I haven't heard much about the sequel. I knew about the first game. I didn't know there was even a sequel. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's eerie. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's dad was really into PC games like this, and we would catch him playing these all the time, before kicking him off, and we just like look up Sailor Moon fan sites or something. That's what she would do all the time. She would like, let's look up Sailor Moon stuff online, and she would teach me all like that was the first time I remember I learned the differences between like the original, you know, version of the show and then the dubbed version.
Oh, wow, okay.
And she would be telling me all this stuff that would like blow my mind, like the Neptune and Uranus dating stuff that was taken out in favor of them being cousins in the American dub, which makes it so much weirder. It's so much weirder. But yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I just have a lot of good PC memories from the from this era. It's good stuff.
Cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like if. I mean, funny thing about, I always thought that, especially when growing up young, because I always thought that I didn't know anime was anime. Obviously, I just thought it was like another cartoon and stuff like that. But I always thought,
yeah.
I mean, because I remember, I think probably everyone, probably their first experience with anime is probably Pokemon or something along those lines.
Oh, yeah.
And then I watched Digimon. I just always thought that the anime was by the same studio, because I thought to myself, well, this kind of looks familiar, or like this kind of looks the same as Pokemon, not just because it's Pokemon and Digimon, but then it's like, and then it's like Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball Z, and it's like, it's like, wait a minute, these all, I mean, not only do they aesthetically feel and look different, but just like, I just always like, what is this kind of thing and stuff like that, I mean, eventually you tune into Toon Army, and then you eventually learn everything, all this comes from Japan and stuff like that, and it's like, whoa, So
yeah, no, it's kind of mind blowing, and you realize like just the cultural difference and everything, and
Yeah,
in
yeah,
terms
yeah.
of just how things are made over there, and the fact that they have like almost like a style over there. And then when you kind of really deep dive into anime, you see that like even though there are kind of things that carry over into each series with the anime style, like everyone has like their own way of animating something, like their own kind of specific artistic style. And
Yeah.
I think Digimon kind of blew me away as a kid because like just that character design, all the character design tropes in there have been stuff I've loved for years. And like it's weird kind of looking back because like obviously very like Y2K, aesthetic for that show. The goggles and then the boots and everything. But I was actually thinking about this the other day. I feel like the character designer for Adventure 1 and 2 specifically, I feel like that was the equivalent of watching like a cartoon designed by like Mr. Warburton. Like just like the big shoes and kind of the big hands and everything. You know what I mean? Like that's like anime Mr. Warburton or other way around. But like, it's I like that like you can see different influences and like in different things in anime. But I agree, when you're a kid, it's just like you kind of be like, oh, these must be all by the same studio.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and a couple of them definitely obviously have overlap. But I don't know. I'm very it was a very interesting time. I missed that kind of I feel like kids today have like I feel like old when I was like, yeah, kids today have so much knowledge, but like there was kind of this newness to it. And not to make it a total like, oh man, like things were so much cooler in the 90s and 2000s, but like there was so much kind of like new influx of stuff coming in. I feel like in terms of just like anime and video games and stuff like that. I feel like we, back then it was on the precipice of just like, oh man, we're really going to 3D games now. And it was mind blowing. I remember specifically getting my N64 when I was a kid. My parents were in the room, we hooked it up and we all sat down and played together. And my mom saw it and just the opening cutscene in Mario 64. And she was like, oh my God. She was like, oh my God. She was like stunned. And then she's like, you can move him around like all through there. But yeah, it was interesting. I feel like I'd be interested to see if kids today have had any kind of experience like that. Or, they've just kind of accepted like, oh, this is the status quo of things. So I feel like we haven't had, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see, in terms of just animation, I would love to see other countries breaking through to us and showing us different things from, how they do animation. I feel like we kind of have that with, in the 2010s with Cartoon Saloon and stuff like that. I feel like that was very new at the time, and it still looks incredible. But like I'm sure there's so many. I mean, I know a lot of like my friends are very much into like Czech cartoons and stuff like that. They're very much into like, oh, this is like different and weird and cool. There was a Czech cartoon I've been trying to watch. I think I have it saved in my what's it called, in my like playlist on YouTube, because it's on YouTube for free. It's called Kooky. It's a stop motion animation about a little toy rabbit that goes like missing in the woods, and he makes friends with all these kind of other creatures in the woods, trying to get back to his friends. But it looked so cool. It's a mix of stop motion and live action. I'll have to link that so you can check it out.
Please do.
Mr. says, what about French animation? I mean, totally. I think there's a lot of cool stuff coming out of France. I think it was interesting to see them jump on the anime boom in the 2000s.
Oh my gosh. Was it, what was it? Oben? Is it Oben?
Oban Star Racers. I have a figure of the main girl. I have a figure of the main girl up on my shelf.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. No, yeah. That show is like, hey, what did everybody like about Star Wars Episode 1? The pod race? Okay, cool. We'll make an entire show about pod racing.
And like make it actually cool and not, not as like I mean, that's basically what it was. It was just more the fact of like, but I mean, I do like, that show was just like, I mean, you wouldn't even know that it was like a French production.
French.
Yeah.
It was on that, like I think it's so interesting. We don't have this anymore, once again, which is sad, but like because Nickelodeon and Disney had bought these premium cable channels that were like Nicktoons and was it Toon Disney and stuff like that. Because they had these premium channels, they had to, and Jetix and stuff like that, they had to fill it up with all of this programming. So you would get stuff from other countries that's dubbed into English, like you would get, Cornel and Bernie, and stuff like that, or like you would get all this weird stuff, or like Oban.
Was it called Cornel and Bernie?
It's called Watch My Chops.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, I was just checking. I was going to say because it was that over here.
Yeah.
Watch My Chops. So.
Yeah. Which like it's just very interesting. I feel like or like Kaput and Zowski and stuff like that. Like I feel like kids, like, I don't know, for better or for worse, some of those cartoons were good, some of them, not so good, but like it doesn't really matter. I feel like just being exposed to that kind of stuff is interesting. It gives you an alternate perspective on how different people, different countries do different animation. But yeah, no, I always value that a lot, and yeah, there's a lot of cool French stuff. I think I know SWAT Cats is an American show. But were the creators not French? Am I misremembering that?
They were. I think they were like.
Can somebody correct me?
I think they were from Mexico or like from. It was from South America. I feel like maybe. Again, don't quote me. But...
Well, I know. The craziest one when I was a kid was Cyber 6, which is I have that all on Blu-ray now. It's a beautiful transfer. Cyber 6 is a Canadian, Argentinian, and Japanese and American co-production, which is like, what? It's like all these things coming together. But if you guys have not seen Cyber 6, absolutely check it out. It is a wild cartoon that I am shocked Fox Kids thought was appropriate to air for kids. It's based on a comic that is very much not for kids. It was almost like Fox Kids saw Aeon Flux and was just like, yeah, we want that. And obviously not nearly as graphic as that show, but the comic of Cyber 6 is. But Jack, have you heard of Cyber 6?
No, of course, yeah. That's she's a hero that goes into disguise as a teacher, right?
Yeah, she poses as male for being a teacher, and then she turns into like a leather-clad Matrix style superhero, basically. A little before the Matrix too, I think, which is also pretty cool.
I feel like that show was too progressive for the time it came out. Is that?
Yeah.
In the sense that the world wasn't ready for it. It was a very smart show, and especially with the because didn't the teacher, her co-worker was in love with
Cyber 6.
Yeah, Cyber 6. Yeah. But and it's and it's there's some it's a really interesting cross. I don't remember watching the show itself, but from down to the character design and that complex sort of relationship in terms of the being in disguise as a man. Yeah, I wonder I do wonder that I feel like that show. It's great that it's probably getting its flowers now, especially in later.
Yeah. I think I kind of agree. It was a little too ahead of its time for the also it's just it was a very weird era of Fox Kids because I think they're coming. This is right around the time of Digimon, I believe. Right. So they're coming off of that, and they want more action shows. Spider-Man had just wrapped up, so they were trying to do a futuristic Spider-Man at that point, Spider-Man Unlimited, which is it's a cool looking show, but it's not a very good show, unfortunately. Originally planned to be an adaptation of the first couple years of Spider-Man's career. That was supposed to be done in the Steve Ditko style. Everything was supposed to look like a Steve Ditko drawing. And then they kind of repurposed that idea and put it into the intro, and then it kind of became what if Spider-Man went to another planet? And it's just they're kind of pointless, but okay. He kind of did that already in Secret Wars. I don't know why we had to make a whole show about it, but sure. That era of Fox Kids, they still tried to have some comedy cartoons at that point, and those weren't doing too hot. Yeah, Cyber 6 was kind of just lost in the shuffle. It's
Mm.
very similar thing. Also, I'm not to be that guy, but also like female led, unfortunately, and I feel like executives
Oh.
were probably like, well, if it's not doing Digimon numbers, then we have to blame it on the fact that it has a female lead, which is stupid. Um, and then this very similar thing happened over at Kids WB, because they had a similar show, not a similar show, but a female-led action show called The Legend of Calamity Jane.
Oh yeah. Heard about that
Which
one.
is like, it's like Batman TMS style animation, but like with just the old west kind of sepia toned, like really cool looking old west setting.
Yeah.
And I have that on Blu-ray as well. That show is also I think these are done by Discotech, if I'm not mistaken. These transfers
cool.
are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like gorgeous transfers. There was a really cool episode of Calamity Jane where she's trying to get a kid, kind of like trying to keep a kid safe because the kid ran away. And she's like, oh, I want to hang out with you, Calamity Jane, and kill people. And Calamity Jane's like, I don't do that. Like, that's a stupid interpretation of what I do. Like, you're reading comics about me or like, books about me that aren't real. So she's kind of going back and forth, and they get into like a giant scuffle or whatever. And, this kid is saved at the end. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to go home to my parents now. She's like, all right, well, remember to write me. And then, the kid writes her a letter. She's like, I just want to say, like, you really influenced me, and I'm going to be a better person. Signed, Eleanor Roosevelt. And I'm like, oh, that's actually cool. Like, that's actually awesome.
Nice.
Timeline-wise does not make sense whatsoever.
Oh, sure.
But who cares? That's just cool. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's one of those things. It's like it's what's it called? Like fictional history or whatever it's called. Like you kind of just run with it. But once again, these shows were just, I think it's weird that they were kind of like shows that absolutely would appeal to adults, but they were trying to make them for kids. And I think I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we should kind of push that more. I think we should have kids watch stuff with like, not more adult themes necessarily, but kind of just, I don't want to use the word gritty, but maybe more challenging stuff is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Like, it's Batman the Animated Series. That's a show adults probably like more than kids, I think.
Yeah.
I loved it as a kid, but somebody said Regular Show was a blast. Yeah, I think Regular Show is a good example of a show that like I can watch now and get a lot out of. And I think a kid could love it too because it's really silly and stupid. But there's a lot of cool stuff in terms of like interpersonal relationships in Regular Show that's being done. But I don't know if kids would be like hang on to that necessarily. But they would hang on to the random kind of LOL humor. Yeah, no, I think I wish these networks would just take more risks like that. I feel like Netflix has the power to do that kind of stuff. And I think they should absolutely
Well, they
push
did,
that
and
more.
then they kind of went a bit funny with their animation plans.
We talked about this last time. Yeah. Kind of talked about this last time. We were talking about how like all that kind of went away. How Lauren Faust was going to have a show, and how Alex Hirsch was going to have a show, and it was kind of all there, and then just one day it all vanished, and it was like, what the? They made such a big deal out of it. It was so bizarre to me. But yeah, and unfortunately it kind of happens. Mr. Remember Batman Beyond? Yeah. Oh yeah. Batman Beyond. So like, I love Batman Beyond. I think aesthetically, like one of the coolest shows back then. The intro itself, I don't know if you know the story behind the. I did you find this out recently about like how it's all made up of concept art?
I mean, I knew about those because there's that weird shot where it's like old Bruce.
And it's like 3D.
Yeah, and it's like 3D turning his head and stuff like that. Turns out that's an actual, 3D mold of the character that they filmed and stuff, for that whole. I mean, that intro I was gonna say, like that intro is very like, it's cool because it does it in the same way as like how the original Batman, animated series intro. Because there's no credit, there's no like title, but it's Batman. and I guess it's the same way applied to here with Batman Beyond, just with much more, you know, futuristic sound and stuff like that, and it really worked.
I remember just like watching that for the first time. I don't know if the pilot aired with that intro, but I do remember watching that intro for the first time and being like, am I supposed to be watching this? Like, it's so like a counterculture alternative, like you know, industrial rock going on in the back, and you're like, this is like, is this like you know, it felt very, very intense for a kids show.
Well, you know, it's funny as well because that's the same. Also, it is. I mean, it makes sense obviously when it's the same composer obviously for the show. What's her name?
It's not Shirley Walker, is it?
Is it Shirley Walker? It's Shirley something. I feel like.
Shirley Walker is her. Did she do? I didn't know she did. Batman.
Yeah, I'm looking it up too.
Beyond composer. I'll find this information.
Shirley Walker, isn't it?
Shirley Walker, yeah. I can't believe that's her. Oh no, wait. So Shirley Walker did Batman and Superman, but then Christopher Carter did Batman Beyond.
Okay.
So
because I thought she did also the intro. She did the intro, and like the team were worried that if she could do something that's like the direction that they want to do, and she was like, well, give me a couple of hours and I'll give you something, and then she came back with with that, and it's like, oh wow, she nailed it, you know. So she at least did the intro.
Well, for Batman Beyond, I'm saying Christopher Carter was the one who did it. I know that there was, so from what I understand with the original Batman show, the 90s one, was that, you know, it's just off of the back of the movie. Right. So I think we're more just off the back of Returns at this point.
Okay.
And they were like, well, Danny Elfman's stuff is so big right now, we should have him do the intro. And Danny Elfman does the intro, and then Shirley Walker did all of the in-show music.
Right.
However, I think when it became the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, Shirley Walker does the intro.
Right. Okay. Oh, was that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably why I got.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. When it switches off, it's like, yeah, they did that. And then it's funny. I love Shirley Walker's music for Batman, but her Superman music, I think that Superman theme is fantastic.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. So good. Have you seen the this is off topic. Not off topic, but have you seen the somebody dubbed over Superman the animated series with Peter from Family Guy?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. That's
Peter is like Super Guy or whatever.
Yeah. That's great. I love that.
It's so funny. It works so perfectly.
Well, they managed to sync it
Enjoy
really
raising
well.
my bastard son. I'm hilarious.
And then just him laughing.
Yeah, it's so good. Somebody said, I suppose Batman animated series had a huge inspiration from 1940s movie posters, while Batman Beyond was like MTV and CNN on steroids. That's so interesting. The MTV aesthetic, not just, but like, I understand what he's saying what they're saying when they say CNN, because so much of that show is kind of told through those like holographic news bits.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying. Very like, yeah, absolutely. There was an episode of that show that freaked me out as a kid. It was the first one with Ink,
right.
where you know the guy like frees her from the prison, and she just like completely like RoboCops like melts him, and I'm like, oh man, that's so dark. It's so dark for a kid's show, and it freaked me out as a kid. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch this. And then they try to like play it off. They try to play it off as goofy at the end because you know the whole cycle repeats where he's being taken care of by somebody, and I'm like, no, that's traumatizing. That scared me. I don't like that. Now I watch it. It's cool.
I was gonna say, what about like when she's trying to like get swallowed, like when like forcing it down?
I mean that's horrific.
Yeah.
That is body horror villain.
Yeah.
Absolute body horror villain.
And yeah, I feel like that probably awoken some things for some people. I don't know. It feels like that way anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, that feels like it would fall into that category.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I think I just, that era was really, I know from what I have heard that 2000s era of cartoons, even though we look upon it fondly, the animation industry was not doing well apparently.
Oh, really? Okay.
From what I heard, I think it had something to do with the influx of anime, and a lot more people wanted anime, and original productions weren't quite as prominent. But I do think back, and I'm like, there were a lot of cartoons back then, so I don't know how true that is. I would need someone to source check me on that or fact check me on that. But I do remember, like, Fox Kids in particular were struggling. I know that that Avengers show they did was like, oh man. I don't know if you've seen. It's not Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I forgot what it's called. Somebody can get. There was an Avengers show in the early 2000s or like late 90s where like Captain America and Thor and Iron Man are not even in it. They kind of just appear in the intro, but I think Captain America appears once and Thor appears once. But it's like all like the D-listers. I mean, you have to understand this is before the movies, so like nobody knew who Hawkeye was. You know, nobody knew who Scarlet Witch was. Nobody knew who Tigra was. And I think they even made they had that new Chippendale movie, and I think Tigra even makes a cameo, and she's animated in the style of that old Avengers cartoon. Which was like the one joke that actually got like a laugh out of me. It was like, okay, well that's clearly aimed at me, the kid who watched and bought these toys. They had a cool Hawkeye toy, which was he came with his bow and arrow, and there was a magnet on his hand, so you could pose him with the arrow, like pulling back the arrow.
Oh, cool.
K-Master says Avengers United They Stand. Yes, thank you.
Right.
I'm
not familiar with that.
And they all had like futuristic like costumes too, and they all looked horrible. It was a mess. United They Stand.
Do you think they were like trying to like, because I mean, I don't know how far they planned all the Avengers stuff or anything like that, or like you said, this was before the Marvel.
This was supposed to be in conjunction with the Marvel stuff that was going on at the time. I think it takes place in the future, which explains why they have all these like ridiculous futuristic costumes.
Oh, right.
Here, I'm posting a picture of it in the chat.
Yeah,
Wonder Man doesn't look. Wonder Man and Falcon don't look awful, but oh man, that Hawkeye is rough, dude.
I've never heard about this. This is new to me. Wow.
Yeah, I don't even really think it's worth watching.
They kind of look like rejects from like X-Men Evolution.
Oh yeah, that was a good show. I love that show.
Yeah. It's very much
that's my favorite X-Men show.
Which one? So was that?
That's my favorite X-Men show.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, I think that show I think that show understood the social dynamics of like what would it be like to be a mutant, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And you know, you're in high school, which is the scariest probably place to be a mutant, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be ostracized, you're gonna not have a social life and stuff like that. But no, I think I love the 90s show. I have big nostalgia for it, but I think it's one of those shows that like the storylines in the original, in the 90s show, always kind of confused me a bit. They were always like a little all over the place. I liked it. And it started my love of X-Men. That's how I started reading the comics. But X-Men Evolution felt like, oh, this show's for me. Like this is appealing to what I like about these characters. And it actually, I feel like the way it conveyed the stories was really good and really dramatic. I still think that's like one of the best Christmas episodes of any show. The one with Angel and everything, where he's like saving people, and you know everyone's like, oh, it's like a real angel, and then of course they find out it's a mutant. But it's got a really wonderful moment at the end of the episode where they wrap up everything and Scott and Rogue go home, but it shows everybody like celebrating their holiday break. Mm-hmm. And it's just like a quiet little montage, and Kitty's with her parents celebrating Hanukkah, and Beast and Professor X are hanging out, and and she shows Wolverine in a bar playing pool. It's like it's like so like all these little character moments, and I'm like, I don't feel like the '90s show ever really did anything like that. It was really cool action and like a lot of like melodrama, which, you know, to be fair, that's what X-Men is, to be completely fair. But I remember like that was, I'm like, okay, yeah, I love this show. This is great. But no, yeah, these early 2000s cartoons were pretty lit, honestly. Yeah, let me go up in the chat really quick. Let's see, because a bunch of people have commented stuff. Mr. Red said, just wanted to say huge kudos to what you guys do. I love the writing so much. The dialogue quality suppresses most of the animation series available on streaming. Keep up the good work, fellas. Do you mean just like our dialogue is better than other shows? Thank you for that. As the person writing the dialogue, I appreciate that. I get kind of imposter syndrome for my dialogue. I don't necessarily think I'm a great. I would argue it's my strong suit, but it's still at the same time, it's like I don't always like my writing that much. It's one of those things where like I think once it all comes together, I like it, but you know, when I'm starting it, I'm just like, oh man, this is this is so nerdy and silly.
Well, I think that's a problem for most people, right? They're like, how to start kind of thing, you know. It's
oh yeah,
you know, I mean, I wonder if like it's funny that you mentioned that, because I recently I finally watched The Elephant recently.
Oh great, what did you think?
I loved it. It was great, honestly. I think it's such a, because I mean, I just really, I mean, I think the concept behind it, I know it's very askew to have like these very random acts in terms of like, you know, how they connect and stuff like that, you know, but I feel like for a concept like that, it works well because it's all still kinetic between each other in terms of like, you know, basically they understood, like, you know, they know that it's like it's the folding, you know, it's having like a different head, body, and legs thing, and it's like that's the concept. Now you build upon that, you know, based upon what the characters you design, literally the same technique, sort of like head, you draw the body, you draw the legs, and then, you know, and it's like, I mean, I watched, you know, but
did you watch the documentary?
Well, annoyingly they've deleted it now. I don't know why, but I found I found some clips at least of like some elements, some parts of it. And I was just very fascinated by, I mean, sorry, I just finished my thought upon what I thought. But yeah, I mean, I love the concepts of it in general, and I think it just works really kinetically well. I just like short segments that keep you invested until, like, you know, until the end sort of thing. It's like, you know, so it makes me like, I see the first act, Penn Ward's act, and it's like, you kind of like, oh, what's happened with that? What's going, you know, like you see the end of it, it's like, 'cause it keeps you, you know, emotionally engaged in it. And then the second half with Rebecca Sugars and Ian's section, and it's like, you know, it's the whole vibe's different, but it's still like kinetically the same. I mean, I love the sort of the message and the sort of, you know, the animation of that one is quite great. The character design in particular, and then of course you mentioned how the last one, animated by Patrick. You said it was, it was quite. You said it was quite crazy. I mean, that was definitely my favorite section as well. Especially,
yeah, he got to go wild.
He got to go wild, and he does such a great. I mean, you know, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. So that's the thing. So like that ending where it's such like, you know, the thing is that I knew the expectation. I knew what was gonna like how it was gonna go, and then of course it did happen. But then it's like it kind of like, you know, it pulls the it does it fools you again, and sort of like, you know, how the, you know, the reveal of it, of like how it ends, and it literally just made me go, yeah, kind of like, you know, I feel like if you're watching that in an audience, you would get like a gasp, and then you would go, yeah, kind of reaction to it. So I was just like, yes, it goes by the expectations of what you think, and then goes against them again in terms of like, you know, what's going to happen. So. And I just like, I feel like you can do so much in such a short format, you know, especially within this concept, to like, you know, display feelings, you know, and staging, and, you know, that stories, you know, than having it be like a long hour-long feature. That's because it was really brisk for 20 minutes. So
yeah,
you know, so I was really, honestly, yeah, really impressed. I mean, that should be like, honestly, I really think it should be a good exercise for animation students to just sort of like, you know, I mean, I don't say do it to that degree. I mean, if you can, if you want, you know, but like do like a minute animation, but like someone does the first 20 seconds, another person does the next 20, and do the last 20, and then you kind of like literally do the elephant technique. It's such a it's such a smart thing. I wouldn't be surprised if I feel like that should be a good, like, other animators, like that should be like a continuing series kind of thing.
I would love to see if you could get something done between like. I mean, it's so interesting. I would love to see if you can get something done between like Gendy, Paul Rudish, and then like Craig. You know what I mean? Like, if you could have like those three do something.
Yeah. I mean, I want to like, I definitely. I mean, I can definitely imagine like what they would kind of come up with, especially because it also is a good way to let loose. You don't have to be too contrived in terms of like you have to make a story that's like A, B, C, and D. You can just literally just be the A story, like the introduction kind of thing, and then you can just end it there kind of thing, with much like unless it ends with a way to like you get involved and then it cuts to the B story and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, I imagine also just given like just also animators out there that have like a very much more varied vision as well, like to go out there. Like I'd love to see like a Johnny Peppers, is it Johnny or
oh
Johnny?
Yeah, absolutely. Get like a Worthy Kids in there or something.
Just I just imagine like what those animators could do if they like collaborate together and do that sort of same kind of thing. So yeah, honestly, I think I highly suggest it to check it out. If you haven't, and it's honestly just really good fun watch. But I was going to say, in terms of like when you're talking about writing and stuff like that, during Patrick, I'm forgetting his surname.
Pat McHale.
Thank you. He was saying like because he had trouble like writing the last segment. You didn't know, like, he thought these pieces and stuff, right? But he couldn't figure out how to like do the plot, or like I don't know, like he like really struggled. So what he did was basically just write portions of it, like just he drew like 2 segments and stuff like that, like scenes and what dialogue would be for those scenes, but they weren't like they weren't cohesive between each other. We're just like, well, here's a moment, what's the dialogue for this moment and stuff like that. So I mean, to relate, it's like I feel like even for some of the best creators, it's like, how do you even like, I mean, granted this was a very out there concept in itself in terms of like how to how to write such like a weird thing in terms of like this layout of this with this animation, but like it's like I imagine it's more easy to write moments than it is like to write a whole plot of A, B, and C, and I also like think of like the consequences of like this happens, therefore this happens, but this happens.
Yeah, and the fact that they weren't being clued in on every little plot detail as it went along either. Like it was literally just like, well, here's some vague ideas of what's happening. Here's some vague themes of what's happening. But yeah, it's very interesting how they were able to put that all together, and I would like to see some newer animators do something. I mean, like, honestly, like, go for the wildest like people. Like I feel like like you said, like a Joni Peppers, or like, I mean, I would love to see what Joe Cappa would do like with something like that. I think that would be really interesting. And like Worthy Kids, like I just get like I would literally just take like a big like just write a bunch of animators' names on a piece of paper, like put them in a bowl, shake it up, and just pick out 3, and they just do that once a year, and like see, or like that doesn't even necessarily be once a year. It could be like 2 or 3 times a year or something, and have them work on it. And yeah, I think that would be really cool, like to see what they come up with. I think I would like to see. I feel like I'm trying not to spoil the plot for this, but the idea and the theme lent itself very well to different animators taking over at different points.
Yeah.
So I would be interested to see if you could do, and the abstractness of it. I would be interested to see if you could do a more like, not straightforward, maybe like a more grounded story, and see if you could work with that. Like, and it's like, hey, this is a grounded story. Don't go too crazy, but try to continue the story the most logical way you can. Like, this is some ideas of what's going on. Try to get there in the most logical reasoning possible. Because I think the one thing the elephant had was the artists had kind of like freedom to do whatever in a sense, where
Mm.
they could go like big and wacky, like with it. Whereas I feel I would be interested to see it's like, hey, we're trying to sell like, we're trying to tell the story of like a bank heist or something.
Yeah.
Like that's, but then you're kind of telling them the idea.
I mean-
You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean, right? Where it's
Yeah,
just like I would like to see a more, instead of a more fantastical story, I would like to see if you could do a grounded story in this format.
Yeah. I think what's also important though is that you probably want like a team that's already has good or are familiar with each other, but also have good connectivity. Connection in terms of like they know their styles or they know how they're storytelling and stuff like that. So you can understand like if you know that this person's going to take Act A, like how they would probably follow up to Act B and then Act C, sort of thing. So. It's like you want like a good team to like understand. That's why I guess with all those guys knew each other. Everyone was like friends. So it's like it's always good to have like because I imagine. I mean, granted, it could be that could be in a fun challenge itself. Like, can you imagine though if like I don't see like Craig McCracken and Worthy Kids, and someone else. Like I mean, it would be cool, no doubt. But then I also wonder if it's like will it gel together just as well? In terms of like, their styles and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? It's like you want like a group that's like has good enough,
Sure.
Understanding in terms of like what they do and stuff like that, and know each other well enough to know, because I feel like that was also the strength anyway, because everyone was good friends with each other and they kind of like trusted to know what they would go with in terms of like the following up of their acts and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I think yeah, and as fun, I get what you were saying, as fun as it would be to kind of like get a bunch of random people together, what kind of made this version of the elephant work was their kind of innate chemistry that they had all worked together at some point.
Yeah.
They were able to pick up on certain things without having to explicitly state them.
Yeah.
Pat's segment is just, I keep thinking back to it, is just so, because it starts off and you kind of see the style it's in, you're like, oh, this is Pat, and then it keeps going and you're like, it's just, it goes beyond like anything I've seen from him. And I've seen a bunch of his college shorts and everything, and his just like his early films, and just like even those have different vibes to them completely. Like they weren't like that, and especially the last segment, which is so, once again, I don't want to spoil anything. You really got to go into this blind. I feel like it's a challenge in and of itself. It's a challenge in and of itself to talk about it in this scenario. But it's just that last segment, just the way it was animated and like the way the look he went for was so something I wouldn't expect from him, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah. Just the voice acting was fantastic too. I love Pro ZD in there. This Sung Won. I feel like I won't recognize it until you tell me it's him, even though he has a very distinct voice. But he's wonderful. I love his voice acting.
I mean,
and when I saw him at the end, I was like, oh yeah, okay.
yeah. No, I mean, it's always great anyway, because I was like, there's that thing where you kind of like double guess yourself, being like, is that no? Is it?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's kind of coming up now. I feel like he's getting more opportunities now. I remember his whole story is just wild, like, because obviously clearly started on YouTube, and he
YouTube Vine, maybe. Is it more Vine?
Oh, he was on Vine, huh?
Yeah.
He was on Vine before he did YouTube. But I remember him getting very big on YouTube. I'm big on Vine too, but you know what I mean. Like he was in that.
Yeah.
He was in that area.
Yeah.
I'm sure a compelling discussion for me, consistently double guessing myself here, by the way. But no, I think it's. I remember watching a video of his where he was talking about like, I was almost in this Marvel show. And his whole kind of like he clearly has like, I think when producers see him, they clearly like his energy a lot. He's kind of lucky that he didn't end up being in that Marvel show, because it ended up getting canceled anyway. In terms of like, it got canceled before they put the pilot out. He was supposed to be the new Warriors show, which was supposed to be the live action introduction of Squirrel Girl.
Oh.
Um, which now everybody knows Squirrel Girl, but back then she was kind of still like a niche cult character.
Mm.
But it's and it was supposed to be what's her name, Milana Vaintrub, who does the voice of her in Rivals and all the cartoons and everything. But yeah, no, it's interesting to hear him talk about that audition process and like how he was making the whole room laugh, and then it's at the end of the day they just went with somebody else. But like, regardless, he kept pushing, and he's still like he's getting all these cool roles now. I love him, and I loved him in Knights of Guinevere. I thought he was like really sinister and just like cold and like it's like unsettling, but trying to also be like this like welcoming voice. Like he's really, really good. And I really liked him in this too. I don't know. It's a great voice actor. Great voice actor.
Yeah.
Really
I
cool.
I love it when he shit talk to YouTube. I mean, I love it when he just like,
when he's always on top of what they're consistently changing without anybody knowing.
Yeah. I mean,
so
he's
funny.
right. He's right about it. It's just like, most of the thing. Man, YouTube's. I mean, do I have to whisper this part because we're on the tube? For some reason, there's some recent changes that have kind of irked me a little bit. Like YouTube recently changed how you search for recent stuff in the search bar now. So they've taken away recently uploaded in the advanced options section. So now you can't really go by things like chronologically now. You can only go by today, this past hour, this week, this month, and this year, and that's about really it. So that kind of sucks. And now apparently they're taking away custom captions now, in terms of like, which is
wait, so they're just gonna be auto captions?
Yeah, I think I think it's it's Google, and it's like they're pushing now their AI caption thing.
Ugh.
I guess, which is just like but then again, it's like it takes away all the fun little caption stuff that you can get. You can do layouts and stuff like that. I don't know if it's like you can still do like normal captions. I think unless I'm wrong in terms of like but basically it's like I don't know. It's just like you custom captions. It sounds like from now on, if you want to add subtitles to your whatever your video, you have to either do it via the automatic YouTube auto caption thing, or you have to apply it now on your video. So it sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, I know they announced some kind of change about like, hey, you can make it now so you search videos and shorts don't come up. Which sounds like a much needed change, because as much as I like shorts sometimes, I feel like they fill your search, and it's like, I'm not looking for a short, I'm looking for a video, it's obnoxious. So yeah, I don't like a lot of the changes they're making. That's the one where I'm like, okay, I agree with that, but I don't know why they would get rid of subtitles like that. That's so bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know.
So odd.
Yeah, I'll have to see how they're gonna plan out with that, really, because I mean, I imagine it's the backlash already from people. It's just they're not happy with that in particular anyway. It's just it's just unnecessary. It wasn't doing any harm either way, and it's I don't know. They already took away like it was like you yourself could submit your own subtitles, right? Back then, viewer captions, and then they took that away, and now they're just taking.
I mean, some of the old features on YouTube were so cool, and I feel like they're gone. I miss the ability to have embedded, and you kind of still have it on I feel like you have it on the apps now, on YouTube, like the YouTube on your TV or whatever. But there used to be like you could make like choose your own adventure games. Do you remember this? Like people, yeah. I don't know. I feel like a lot of those old ones were removed. And now it's, well, you can't even really do it anymore. Now it's more like I guess you still can do it, but it's not as easy. Do you know what I'm talking about? Though they removed
Yeah.
all of the all of the links to the next video for a lot of old stuff. I remember somebody pointed out in the Eric Andre clips on the Adult Swim. It used to be, you know, it's him just laying on the ground, like on a concrete ground, and it used to have the 2 videos above him, but now those videos are gone, so it's just him laying there.
Oh,
and it's just like,
that's so funny.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
annotations. Thank you, annotations. That's what I was thinking.
yeah,
of. Annotations. Yeah. Not great. I think that was such a mistake. I mean, I'm glad they turned. I don't know. I'm a little mixed on the fact that you can't reply to videos anymore. That's a little bit of a bummer. But
you mean like
at
video
the same
replies?
time, yeah. Do you remember these? Like, you could reply to videos, like early in YouTube, and there was a big issue with like people replying just spam content to get they were replying on popular
I
videos.
miss those reply girls. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
I think this video is really good, and then this video just ends.
yeah. You know.
Yeah, that was kind of an issue. But yeah, I don't know. YouTube used to be such an interesting place, I guess, in spite of its flaws, and I feel like taking away some of the rough edges takes away a bit of the character, I guess, you know?
I mean, you know, you have to now really, really deep search to find the more interesting stuff, you know, like the stuff that, you know, and I know what YouTube also does the thing in their algorithm where it shows you these new recent videos, or, you know, that have like limited amount of views and stuff like that. It's like, okay, that's cool, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, I kind of want to search for that. You know, you don't just show me a random video related to like, that's almost like, okay, it's kind of related, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. You know. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with their algorithms or whatever like that. You know, it's just not what it used to be, man. You know, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's interesting because I feel like this whole thing of showing videos with limited views is kind of mixed for me, because like some of the stuff that's popping up is just really weird and like kind of like, why is this, like, it's like somebody filming South Park on their TV in like 2008 or something. You know what I mean? It's just like, why is that? Like, that's not the kind of content you want to push. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, why is that getting views? And you'll see like people in the comments being like, why was this recommended to me? Why were we all recommended this? Mr. Rhett said, YouTube search has become really bad. I mostly live off algorithms in the front page now. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like, it kind of gets you, you know, it kind of pegs you down in terms of like what you like. And I have to say, I'm a little sick of what I like, if that makes sense. Like, I'm a little like annoyed with the constant like deep dives on this subject or that subject, and like I can only take so much of somebody talking to a camera about a certain topic. And I think, listen, I love certain YouTubers that do that, but like there's a lot of lesser YouTubers doing that are being recommended to me, and the content they're making isn't quite as good, I feel like. I will say, and I don't want to praise any of these companies. Instagram kind of showed me something very interesting yesterday that led me to a YouTube thing that I ended up really liking.
Cool.
That was a popular YouTube thing, or it's getting more popular now. There was a mini-series, a YouTube tragicomedy mini-series called Too Kawaii for Comfort. And it's about these kind of like really weebish, you know, early 20-something, late teens going to a con. And it's very cringy. It's supposed to be very cringy. And they all go to a con, and they're in the car, and they get into an accident, and the driver of the car is in, you know, she gets knocked out, and she's in the hospital. And a lot of the people just end up going to the con anyway. And it's kind of all their experiences at the con, you know, and as they go to the con, and they kind of realize certain things about themselves. And I'm trying to think of the best thing I can compare it to. It's kind of like, it has like a Napoleon Dynamite vibe to it, but it's through the filter of like I feel like it's saying Todd Salons is like way too dark. I think that's way too dark. But like, what can I compare it to? A little bit of The Office for sure.
Okay.
But like, it's just like a lot of dark things happen in the show.
Right.
But I was very interested in kind of seeing where it went, and then it ended, and I was like, oh, this was 8 years ago though. This was put up. Apparently the guy is working on a finale, because it popped off again. So he's gonna do an animated finale, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, I was very like, I was like, wow, Instagram actually recommended something that like was of value. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
just like a 20-second clip of a dog falling into a pool or something. Like, they actually had like a series pop up. It was cool.
Although, I mean, I would at least check out the first 5 seconds of that video. To be honest, the dog falling into a pool.
The dog? Well, sure, yeah. I mean, I wish more stuff of value was pushed. Is what I'm saying.
Sure.
I wish more like, just cooler stuff was pushed. I actually ended up watching that guy's YouTube channel, which has since expanded into other kind of things where he's talked about like, he has a bunch of like Snowpiercer videos about how he's like obsessed with that movie. He did a very interesting 2-part video. The first part was about do you remember this is really going back into YouTube history, the meme "I'm the Juggernaut bitch"?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you remember that video. He interviewed the creators of that video.
Oh wow.
And their whole story is really interesting because it was, they put it up. It went really big. Got 3 million views before it got taken down. And their channel was doing really well. People seemed to think they were really funny. And then the line was put into X3, the X-Men 3.
Yes.
Vinnie Jones says it, and everyone cringed because you're like, ugh. It doesn't quite. They were happy because it's like, wow, like we got into a movie. They weren't paid or contacted or anything like that, but they were happy. But because of that line, a lot more people came back to the video, and that ended up in their video getting taken down because Viacom eventually found it.
Okay.
So it was really interesting to hear kind of like how they could have been much bigger, but YouTube constantly changing kind of screwed them over a bit. And then the second part was about Team 4-Star and their whole kind of back and forth with YouTube about like DBZ Abridged and everything.
Right.
And it's a giant interview with what's his name? Who's the guy I'm thinking from DBZ Abridged?
Masako?
Not Masako and not Lampnator. Hang on. I'm sorry, I'm not remembering this guy's name. I apologize if he somehow comes across this. It's why can't I find their names? Oh boy, it's the guy who does all the editing.
Oh,
and I'm forgetting his
Kaiser.
name. Kaiser, yeah, he did like a 2-hour interview with Kaiser.
Wow.
And it was interesting. It kind of hearing him talk about like the logistics of how that whole thing worked and what it meant to them and how like it went from a non-profit to something it will profit off of in different ways without profiting off the actual videos. And how like Toei pushed back eventually and said, hey, we're taking all your stuff down. And he was talking about how like I was upset even though we were able to kind of migrate everybody to our website. I was still upset and like it's like we should hit back. And then he just like put in a counterclaim and they just put everything back up. And he's like, I didn't tell anyone, and I could have really gotten us in trouble. We could have like been out of a lot of money if they had pursued us. So it's very interesting to kind of hear that era of YouTube and like how it worked back then, how the changing tides of YouTube kind of screwed over a lot of creators that were making stuff that was very popular at the time. And obviously Team 4-Star has gone on to do much bigger things. I mean, I know everyone will remember them for Yu-Gi-Oh! And DBZ Abridged, but like did they not? They did all of the dubbing for Hells, right? That movie that came out.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, I just think they're on to like cooler stuff now. But it is interesting to see how they almost got cut short, and they talk a bit about like how My Way Entertainment, the people did the Juggernaut thing, because their stuff got taken down. They never really recovered. I think they have like 18K subs or something.
Right.
And you know, they're fine with it. They're like, hey, we just make stuff because we like it. You know, that was just like a benefit. But it is
Yeah.
kind of sad because like
Yeah.
that thing was such a cultural touchstone that it got put into a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very interesting stuff.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I mean, yeah. I mean, clearly, like YouTube is not what it was back from like 2008. You know, like that prime time where just it really felt like the Wild West in terms of like finding stuff and you know what was trending and like what was popular. You know, so I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't feel as there's no doubt definitely still interesting stuff on YouTube. It's just not as fun coming across things, especially when it's almost like the platform pushes things back in your face that you don't want. You know, videos that you've already seen and you know and just random like you know editorial stuff that you know that doesn't help like what you're trying to find and you know the layout's always you know a bit off and stuff like that. You know,
I just feel
feels a bit
like
more broken.
it's so it's just a constant feedback loop. I feel
Yeah.
like, right? Of
Yeah.
just like you like this stuff, have more of this stuff. You like this, like it's not exposing you to anything new, and it's kind of a bummer because it's just like, well, if you like this, you might like this. Take a chance on this.
Yeah.
Instead, I just have my entire YouTube feed as like video essays, you know, and like. And like I like Lost Media stuff, you know, sometimes, but like I don't need Lost Media icebergs filling up my YouTube recommend. I mean that is one between the bad thumbnails. I mean, Jack, we have to start circling Cody and JC in the thumbnails and pointing arrows at them. You won't believe what he did.
This is the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail right here.
Hang on, let me pull Discord again.
There you go. You
won't believe. It's just the ProZD thing where they're just like trying to figure out the clickbait headline where it's like, you won't believe what actor got cast in this. Like, no, you won't believe.
Yeah. Some guys in the corner like going like, ooh, like you know, pointing.
Mr. Ed said it's kind of like you have to refresh front page via the main page later. One day you get the old stuff, the other day you get hidden gems all around your front page. The YouTube front. This should be all over Stream VOD's cover, the Stream VOD's cover. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we should absolutely make this the Stream VOD. The VOD of just Cody being circled.
Yeah.
But no, and listen, I love video essays. I love Lost Media stuff, but like, I don't need it feeling. I don't need like 5 videos in a row saying like the darkest YouTube moments and stuff. Like, I don't need that. Like, I need more stuff that's gonna show me obscure artists. That's gonna show me like, and then the essay stuff can be in there too. But
yeah.
I where's all my animation stuff? I watch nothing but cartoons on YouTube. Like, yes, I put videos, like I put Vinny on to go to sleep sometimes, but like I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's very frustrating. And this, not to make it about us, but like, it's frustrating that, we'll put a lot of effort into these things and like they'll get only like, a certain amount of views. Even though we're producing fully animated stuff. And I'm glad we're still getting subs. Don't get me wrong. I think that's really wonderful, and I'm glad we're still growing. I'm not trying to be like unthankful for it, but it is like I feel like we have 4 episodes of a show. It should be kind of blowing up a little bit more, just a bit more. I'm not even saying like I need 300,000 views on every video. I'm like, but like, to see 20 to 30K views would be a little nicer, like to be like, okay, my expectations are a little in check, but it's just like, I don't know. I really don't know.
The exposure we would have if we came out like probably 10 years ago, like when we started this, around 10 years earlier, I feel like we would have. Well, actually, that's a bad example because we technically did start 10 years ago. 2015. Let's say 15. Around like maybe the beginning of 2010s and stuff like that. I feel like we've.
Oh, sure, we would have blown up. We would have absolutely blown up.
Yeah.
I think we would have. I mean, even kind of going back, I'll look in the channel right now. I think even like the the cool little animation test that Izzy did for us that has like 11K views. You know, like that was a little more back then. And don't get me wrong, like I think TikTok's kind of been helping us swing up a little bit. Like that's where I see a lot of views, honestly. That's where I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's a little better. But you know, the whole idea behind these streams is just to guess, you know, in the most cynical way possible. I apologize, but like it is to kind of push us up a little bit, you know, like and to let YouTube know we're still uploading even though we're not posting full episodes. But I want to thank everybody for coming to these streams because it's very helpful to us to see you guys interact with the content and everything. It shows that, you know, you're engaging with everything, which is really cool.
Well, I mean, on the flip side, it's also it's fun for us to be engaged with, you know, you guys and the people who were watching and, you know, following us and stuff like that, you know. And I think it's also just, you know, it's fun for us to just, you know, get to interact with our audience and, you know, do these things for you because, you know, I feel like, you know, it's not every day, you know, or it's not often that you see what goes behind the scenes in terms of like what we do in terms of our production and, you know, stuff like, you know, stuff that we do. So hopefully this is like a little, you know, on top of it being just for the algorithm in brackets, it's also just the fact that, you know, we want to, you know, we wanted to be more, you know, interactive and do more for you guys watching. So, you know, this is the least we can do anyway in terms of just streaming, talking, and, you know, showing what we're working on.
Yeah, no, and it's a lot of fun, and, you know, we're gonna stream for a bit longer. You know, we're not saying goodbye quite yet, but I want to, you know, like I want to expand the streams into something, you know, a little, like even a little more. Obviously, we'll continue to do art streams and everything, but like we would love to do like kind of casual game streams. We'd like to do, you know, we'd like to have guests on and talk to them about their shows. Oh yeah, I guess I could talk about that a little bit, because because it happened before after the last time, but we got to do a little live Failing Upward event last week. At a Timeout Tea Club, which was a lot of fun. I got to see people watch Failing Upward and like react to it live, and it was really cool. We brought a bunch of old merch there, which was really fun. Like the old stickers and pins with your designs on them, Jack, before Ahmad kind of revamped everything. And it's interesting to see. I feel like everyone is. I feel like not too much change from those. I feel like you kind of got the basic ideas down.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
But I want to say the Piper one is like the most different. Easily, the Piper one changed the most from Ahmad's sign. Her kind of getting the big Simon from the Chipmunk sweater on, kind of, you know, like that was like a big change. But the other one's like pretty close. The Mark one, I like the alien on his shirt. It's cool.
I mean, it's interesting you say Piper. I thought like, personally, I thought like
Cody one.
Mark actually had probably the biggest change compared to. I mean, I say that because of
because of the hair, of the hair. Yeah, but he kept the face. I feel like.
Oh yeah, sort of like the anxious sort of paranoid face. I was actually gonna let me just I don't know if I can still. I was actually gonna get them up on the stream.
Yeah, if you guys want to see them, we can bring up the old ones, the old designs.
Let me just go.
You still have them?
Yeah, I still got them. Yeah, let me just go into loading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because what was I basing them off? I'm basing them off mostly the older designs, right? It was like, who did those older designs? Like, I guess the first draft.
Oh! It was the older designs was Izzy did those. Yeah, I remember Izzy was the one who put the Weezer shirt on and the Mighty Max shirt for Cody, because we had talked about like, oh, there they are. Yeah, these are kind of based on Izzy's a little bit. Izzy's initial designs.
Ooh, whoa, hang on.
Yeah, I remember Izzy posted this whole thing where he talked about like JC has a Weezer shirt on and Cody has a Mighty Max shirt on. And then other people, you know, did stuff as well. But I remember Izzy was the one who kind of really started bringing these ideas into frame.
There we go.
But yeah, these are some old Family Upward designs. says they're really cute.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I mean, I
do like the Piper. I do like the Piper one. The Piper one feels like that's gonna be Piper one, like when she gets older.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
She's got to cut her hair and dye it a little darker.
I quite like this cut, to be honest. Like, but it's not.
Maybe we'll bring it back. Maybe we'll do that for the Christmas episode. We'll give her a haircut.
Yeah. It's interesting, actually. Mark here has freckles as well. I don't know.
Yeah. Huh.
Which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, your Mark one definitely. I feel like the basis was used. We got rid of the hair and put, we got rid of the freckles and put bigger hair on him, basically.
Yeah. And it's still baggy, baggy shirt, and I think Piper was smoking maybe in one of the early designs, but I think we took that away.
These Burton girls smoking. Oh man, when are they ever gonna learn? No, these are cool. These are really cool.
What's the Emma reference to?
Let me go back. I'm gonna find the Izzy ones. Give me one second.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Actually, I wonder if I got the.
Izzy Ray Brown. I think she changed her name to something else. It was Pumpkin. I can't remember. It's on Newgrounds. It's 8-bit Pumpkin or something like that. Because she does it almost exclusively. She does 8-bit art now, which is really, or like bit art now, which is really cool. Yeah. Well, she had her game on Newgrounds was really popular for a second. I'll find her. Give me one second.
If I open this one up.
What was her game name? The only thing I was upset about, I couldn't get her game to load on my computer because my computer sucks.
Oh.
It's called Sunny Bell and Just a Jest. Okay.
Oh, I found some other character.
8-bit is
character designs.
Oh wow, these are old.
Yeah, these are old.
There's the Smoking Piper.
Yeah, there's the Smoking Piper. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. This is lore you're seeing, guys. This is old lore. All right. Go to Izzy's channel. I feel like it's still on here. I might be wrong.
I mean, it's not too off. She's still got like the brooch and the earrings is still there. Mark's got a plaster for some reason. Got like some hair.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Paranoid means that a bit more warped to there. I don't know. They're not too bad. Not too bad. Me, I think I was probably too hard on myself looking back at these. I was like, no, these actually are not too bad. Like some of the minor details.
Somebody said Piper has full beatnik style here. Somebody said that in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally. Let's see it.
You still trying to like scout through your old files?
Yeah. I have a feeling. I know she posted them on DeviantArt. And they used to be on Facebook, but I kind of nuked our Facebook because I was just like, I hate Facebook now. And nobody, it's useless. Like, oh, here they are. Here they are.
Let me see.
Wow. So these are by Izzy. If you want to share them.
Oh, cool. Give me a minute. I'll get them up on the screen. Oh, yes.
That's where JC got her pompadour and everything.
Yeah, let me
these are very like Steven Silver inspired. Like I know Izzy would tell me that she liked Steven Silver stuff and that he had some kind of influence on these. I believe Izzy, if I'm misremembering, please correct me.
Okay. Here you go.
Yeah.
Oops. Whoa.
The only thing Miss Troy said the only thing Piper missing in the old design is the cigarette holder. Oh, because the beatnik. That'd be cool. But these are some original designs that Izzy did back in the day. I had met Izzy because she was helping me with like a podcast I was doing at the time that didn't go anywhere, but she did some art for the podcast and it was a lot of fun. But then she was the one who convinced me to do it as a web series. So you have her to thank for the fact that it's a web series, because I was originally trying to pitch it as like a cartoon for like Cartoon Network or Adult Swim or something, and I talked to a couple different people and it just didn't really work out. But yeah, here's some old designs. I think I have even more of the. Oh, I'd have to check. Oh, I wonder if this thing is still up. Oh, what's the name? Was it Blogspot?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do, because I remember like coming across it. Cause I was like, I think I was like trying to like search your Failing Upward tag or whatever, and like linked me to the Blogspot. And
yeah, hang on. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna find it. The things I do for you guys.
Well, no,
I'll get some more.
It's humble beginnings, right? It's just like you didn't know like where it would go.
No, I love this art. I think Izzy did such a wonderful job of fleshing out these characters, and they're integral to where we are now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. Give me 1 second. K-Master said, "Love Izzy's art." Yeah, K-Master, you're in Jim's chat a lot, right? You're in Jim and Movie Crap a lot. I hope I'm not misremembering that. Oh wow, I found some old fan art. I found your banner for the Indiegogo.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is like a stream in itself. We'll have to like do this in like a retro stream, just showing like old.
Yeah, let me find like a couple more, and then we'll continue with the thing. But I know for a fact. I hope I didn't take down all those links. Cause like I liked doing that blog. It's just I kind of ran out of stuff to write.
Oh sure.
Oh man.
We'll set up again.
It's so interesting. I was gonna say it's so interesting to see before we even really had anything of them up. It's so interesting to see like people's original interpretations of the characters, because they hadn't really talked yet. So it's interesting to see like people really leaned into the Cody being like a gamer guy thing, which was not something I kind of ended up going with, but it's interesting. Oh, this one was so cool. I've been looking for this art. Oh, I love this one. I love this. This is another Izzy one. I love this one. I would love to see if Izzy could ever finish this one day.
Okay, let me just put to the loading screen.
This is so perfect. This is like Cody and JC at
Comic-Con. Oh yeah, oh man, that's Oh.
Do you remember this?
I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, let me get up.
Yeah. These were really cool. I owe a lot to Izzy for really kicking us off. She really is like the person who like really took a chance on doing a lot of the early designs and everything. So yeah. There
you go.
Oh wow, I found some old links to the cruddy Tumblr music review blog that I had for JC, where I would like write things in character as her. I feel like I was a little too ahead. Well, no, I was around the time those were kind of popular, like the character blogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like these in retrospect. I think, yeah, these were not my favorite. I can't find the blog spots. Oh well, that's all right.
I mean, if you maybe cross.
Oh no, I found it. I found it.
Okay.
The question is it still up?
Oh, okay.
It is. It is still up. Oh my god. And there's an old Failing Upward comic in here. There's an old one that my friend Iris did.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's some old JC. Here. This is cool to go in, and we could do this every once in a while where we show these off, but like,
Yeah, sure thing.
This is an old JC.
Oh, let me see, sorry. Oh wow, yeah. That I mean, she still got that.
She was
expression.
Yeah, I was gonna say Izzy was fantastic with getting the characters. She read the pilot, and I think she kind of understood like who the characters were and everything. Do you guys want to see the first sketches of the character? I'll do those and then we're gonna stop. But
okay.
Do you guys want to see the first sketches of the characters ever? Would you guys like to see that?
Well, there's some there's some JC there.
Yeah.
Is she holding CDs here, or is it tapes?
Yeah, CDs.
Okay.
CDs or tapes, one or the other.
Right.
It looks like a bunch of CDs and then a tape on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, show them the Cody, and then I'm gonna get the first ever sketches of these characters out.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
This original Cody looks a little too much like me, and I'm glad we kind of changed him. But these are by so this is another Izzy. This one's not the first sketch. This is Izzy again. I think she was the first one to kind of give Cody the sharp angle hair that would eventually become what it became.
Yeah. I think. But yeah. I'm kind of. Yeah. I mean, I will say as a design point, I'm kind of glad the hair. We kind of improved it a little bit in terms of design wise because it's not an easy thing to. I mean, I definitely had trouble to start off.
Oh, have like the strands and everything.
Yeah. Because you have to make it quite.
It's
round in terms of like trying to it just got a bit awkward and you don't want it to be like too I mean I remember just having like some issues with it, you know, even the designs after it I was just like this is still a bit of an awkward hair to sort of draw, especially when it's like in a 3D dimension as well, you know, it's like what's the back like and stuff like that, you know, but you know
these were the original designs that my friend Iris did. Iris is the first person to ever tackle Failing Upward. Once again, she's integral to this thing even happening. I'm sure she wants to hear that. She's very we joke around a lot about just like she's very much like, oh, you got to give me more credit. she jokes around about it though, but she does deserve a lot of credit. But these are the original sketches of Cody and JC.
Yeah, I'll just get
yeah.
Let's put in a document because it makes it easier to sort of share.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then I can drag them in. There's that one.
There we go. Perfect. Yeah.
Oh,
I like the irony shirt. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay, there you go then.
That JC is a little smaller because it's clipped from something else.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's not letting me.
You can make the Cody smaller.
If it lets me. I don't know if it's just because streaming makes it a bit more.
There you go. That's fine. That works. Yeah. Sorry, the JC is a little smaller, but that's clipped from a smaller picture. But the Cody one is very much. I like a lot about these.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Sorry, it's okay. It's all right. It does this sometimes. I was going to zoom in on the JC here.
I like a lot about these. The halter top is really cool for JC. I think that's really cool. The choker and everything is. I think we made her a little less punk and a little more slacker as we went along.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a really cool thing. And then, you know, Cody just looked way too much like me. Like it's like I like that we changed his hair. I like that we made a lot of changes and we got rid of the scruff and everything.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, no, these are.
I mean, it's there. Though. This is it. It's there. There's a, you know, it's only by design of like, but it's like, you know, you got the glasses, you got the hair tied back with JC, and you know, it's like it's already straight there in terms of design wise, you know.
Mr. Ed said, "Wow, 2010." Yeah, I wrote this in 2009.
Mm.
I only got somebody to help me out in like 2010 to kind of like make it. So like, it was definitely like an adventure trying to get this made and everything. And I mean, the original form of it, comparatively, isn't. It's not as good. Like, I mean, my writing that is the art. I love all this initial art, but the kind of like the evolution of the characters. I mean, it's embarrassing to kind of go back and see like where it started, but everything has to start somewhere. You know what I mean? Like you don't write something. Most people don't write something good on their first try.
No.
And it took a lot of notes from a lot of different people to kind of get it where it is now and kind of fleshing everything out. I credit a lot of help to, in terms of the writing aspect, to my friend Tanya, she's credited on every episode as she kind of helped us, you know, script consultant and everything like that. She would help me like sit down and I'd be like, well, I want to do this and this and this, and she'd be like, okay, well, you know, you should go about it in this way and format it this way if you can. She's been really good at kind of helping me shape the scripts. It's all like written by me, but she gives me like a lot of notes basically. She's been like insanely helpful with stuff. And then there were a couple more people probably that really helped out, but Tanya is the one that's definitely credited the most. But yeah, that's a little deep dive back into old Failing Upward stuff.
Yeah, we gotta. That'll be great for a future stream, just showing like how we got
yeah,
here.
The old fan art and everything. I'd love to do that. I mean, I don't
want to age us in terms of like how long we've been working together, Gary, but it is coming up to the 10-year sort of
with us, yeah, specifically.
When you first contacted me in terms of like to be on board with the show. So
and you were like, I was like, oh, you should be an animator, and then suddenly you were a director.
yeah. I was like, I'll apply to this. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna be like an in-betweenist, or you know, maybe I'll just do some character designs and stuff like that. You know, and here we are. We're like doing animation director. I was like, what? Directing? You know, so. Fortunately, you know. Yeah, you got the knack of it.
I wrote a whole bunch about these characters in this blog. Yeah, interesting. Interesting reading back these. I don't even remember a lot of writing this, honestly.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's scary. Like, I don't remember being like, why did I write this? But yeah. I don't know. Just really cool to go back. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have to bless YouTube because it would be impossible to bump onto your stuff 15, 20 years ago. Do you think so? I think Jack and I were just talking about, like, we think we probably would have done better 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think I had a lot of help from, I think one of the people that really pushed us was Pan Pizza, Rebel Taxi. And, you know, he put us in a video. He put us in his Gravity Falls video. And I remember we got a lot of people through that. I think that was our first, like...
Really? Was it the Gravity Falls video? Man, I didn't know that. I thought it was like... I knew there was the podcast. You were on that podcast episode.
Yeah, but no, if you go back to the Gravity Falls video... and I just remember he introduces me as a good drawer. And I'm like, I'm not the artist, though. It's Izzy. Izzy was doing it at that time. So, yeah. Yeah, just interesting stuff.
Cool.
Interesting stuff all around.
Definitely something worth talking about more in a future stream in terms of like an anniversary look back. Maybe even after the season's over, you know, and you know.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Let's do like 20 more minutes of drawing, and then we'll call it a day. This was a lot of fun, though. Honestly, it was kind of fun going back into this all this stuff.
I gotta get into this Yeti.
Get the
I mean,
Yeti.
do you prefer Yeti or Abominable Snowman? You know, which
it's a Yeti.
Okay.
It's a Yeti.
It's a Yeti. And that's
I'm not a big wrestling guy, although I find myself I have friends who are, so by proxy, I know a lot of weird stuff about wrestling.
Mm.
And there was this, I don't know if it was WWE or WCW, but they had a character called the Yeti, and the way the guy introduces him goes, the Yeti! And it's just like a guy in like toilet paper. And it's like, that's not a Yeti though. Yeah, it's very odd. I gotta see if I can. Yeti. Yeah! Yeah, it's just like a mummy. Why did they call him the Yeti? The Yeti.
Was he British? Yeti.
Yeah, I don't know. This is WCW though. It was a Halloween episode, so that's why. So, there you go. Somebody made a wonderful thumbnail that gets everything across. Yeah, I just showed it to you, Jack.
Nice.
You don't need to put this on screen. It's just funny. It's the Yeti.
What is that?
It's just a dude in like it's like more like a mummy, right?
It's a mummy. That's a mummy.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, did he have to fight in that as well? Oh man, that must have been sucked. Unless he won. Did he win?
I don't know. I don't know much. I know whatever my friends know. Here, I'm gonna I'll ask my friend Marcus, who's a much bigger wrestling guy than I am.
And then, like, surely that guy came back to be someone else, right? Because.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so funny.
Well, now I'm gonna like look it up later on and be like, "Oh, it is you do say it like that, Yeti."
Yeah. The Yeti. It's very funny. So Mr. Red said, shoot, you've been on his podcast? I totally missed it. Oh my god, I was on a bunch of old Pan podcasts. Mm-hmm. You know, I was going back into them, and not to bring too much negativity into this, but people didn't really seem to like me that much. Apparently I complained about a lot of things. I don't feel like I complained about that much, but I could understand somebody listening being like, oh, well, I didn't like this show or I didn't like that show, and it might have been a popular show at the time and they got really upset about that. And I've kind of learned from that, which is to keep a lot of negativity to yourself. Especially if you're on somebody else's podcast where there's kind of a general vibe of like, you know, just be chill. But I don't know. I owe Pan a lot in terms of just like he got me, or rather he got the show kind of where, you know, a lot of the initial goodwill basically. So it was really cool to have him do that. But yeah, I'm on a lot of old episodes. I think he stopped his podcast. Which is, I think he stopped it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's another thing, Jack, I would love to talk about is just the whole idea of like promoting yourself and everything is much harder now. I feel like specifically in animation, there's just not a lot of podcasts about like indie animation, or if there are, they're really small and they don't have like the same kind of boost that others do. I know that we had Creative Block was one, which was really fun. I have a sticker of them on my computer. I met them at some kind of zine thing a while back. But Creative Block was really fun, and they're gone now, sadly. They stopped. And then Pans was like a big one. But other than that, there aren't a whole lot, which kind of sucks.
I feel like, for me, it's like, I feel like you have to put in a lot more work nowadays in terms of like...
For podcasts?
Well, I was more talking about like promotion in terms of like, you know, trying to get yourself out there. You know, because I feel like back then it usually, if you tag the right things, and you know, and I mean, granted that sometimes if you did a good job, you know, usually the algorithm or whatever would help spread it along the way. Whereas nowadays, I feel like you have to put in so much more promotion in terms of like, you share, well, you know, you obviously share it to your socials, but you share it here, you share it there, you repost it later on, and they have to do it at a certain time, and then you put it in your stories, and then you do this and that to like, you know, and then you have to post it again like on another day, even though you posted it previously. And it's like, but it has to be different, you know, and you know, make sure you have a music track. On Instagram, make sure you have a music track, and also put the location maybe or something like that. And then it's just like, you know, it's just a lot more, you know, fiddling about to try and like just to share this, picture that you did recently or other things. It's just it becomes to a point where it's just like I'm just gonna share what I want. I'll put in the tags, but then that's it. It's like you get burnt out in terms of like just trying to like promote yourself enough to like because in the end of the day, especially if you're an artist or what art or whatever you want to whatever you do, you do it for yourself first, to put it out there, and it helps not only find your audience, but it helps you to sort of share your work. It's your own portfolio kind of thing. So it's very frustrating, I guess, in terms of nowadays trying to like have like 50 steps to make sure you promote your thing. And especially I guess in terms of podcasts, it's like do you have to like put in specific tags in terms of like I guess if you do an animation podcast, so literally you have to put animation podcast. Is that not enough, or is it like, granted there's tens of thousands that are probably
I don't really know. I think I think the thing that Pan did really well was that he started an animation channel where he would talk about different cartoons he liked or didn't like.
Right, yeah.
And then he started a podcast out of that. So of course it's going to be related to animation in that sense of the word. However, I think just starting a podcast, is kind of tricky, right? Because it's like, okay, well, I think we're in an interesting position where, we're not pulling crazy numbers right now for these streams, but like we're in a position where like what you're going to get when you come onto these streams, which is going to be you're going to see us drawing or something like that, So I think we have a decent springboard. I had been thinking about this for a while, and maybe in a month or two I'll commit to it, but I would love to do shorts just about like how I got started with Failing Upward and how Starstruck and stuff like that. I would love to kind of like detail that from a writing perspective, and then also have you chime in from an animation perspective, maybe. Sure. So it would be a pre-recorded thing for sure, but like I would love to do little shorts where we talk about that. It could be really fun.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice. But also, like I would love to maybe not on this channel, but on my personal channel, I would love to talk about cartoons I like. I feel like so many cartoon reviews now are just like, this cartoon sucks and here's why. And it's it's just getting a little grating to me at this point. Like I don't need to look at bad animation 24/7.
No.
So I'd love to do a whole video on like Haha You Clowns. I would love to do a whole video on Boys Go to Jupiter. I would love to do that kind of stuff. It is just a time sink, like it is just like it's doing a lot of stuff, but I would love to see if that would feed back into Failing Upward in a way to be like, oh, this guy talks about animation and he does animation, he writes animation on the side, so I should go check out the stuff on the other page. It's just I think you have to find creative ways like that to get in, right?
Sure.
I think that's the idea. I think that's the idea of just like finding your way in that way, where it's like you're making other types of media to get to feed into your passion projects.
Yeah.
And once again, not to go too hard in on the Pan stuff, but that's how Loki kind of blew up. He really pushed Loki like in his videos, and he did art blogs all about it, and he really pushed it that way, and that's why it kind of blew up for him.
Yeah. It paid off.
It is kind of like got.
I was gonna say it paid off. It was something that he talked and expressed about for a long time, and it's great that him finally releasing it and such like that. It's getting a reception that animation pilots are very in huge anyway. And you're very fortunate to get eyes on it. So the fact that he's got like was it like 500,000 or last time I checked, it's quite a big number.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big number anyway. So it's good. It's it's such a gratifying feeling to be like, okay, so this was worthwhile kind of thing. So
yeah, it's almost 600K.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, it's just interesting. It's interesting the ways you have to push yourself out there, and to get your stuff out there. Yeah, I guess we have to kind of figure out a way to kind of keep doing. This is one way. Maybe I'll start doing videos. I should let you guys know without saying too much, but I don't know if we'll do a stream in 2 weeks. Maybe we could do a stream next week. We'll see.
Sure.
Yeah, because next month I'm gonna be a little out of it. I'm going for a quick procedure in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna be out of it for a little bit. And I just want to make sure you guys know that we're still putting stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds draconian, but like I want to make sure that we're keeping the momentum going, and I want to make sure you guys get cool stuff to watch from us. So we might skip 2 weeks and do another one next week. I think we'll do that, and it's a good idea. Maybe we'll do I guess we could color this next week, right?
We could, yeah. I mean, where are we at with this? Right? I think. Well, I mean, it's funny. I mean, the line work I knew was going to be quite quick anyway tonight because it was just we've been quite, you know, I wanted to be quite loose anyway in terms of the line work of this. So it's nice to be, you know, you don't, you know, when you're animating, it's like you have to redraw a lot more than what you do. But comic strips are, you know, much more straightforward anyway. But like, anyway, in terms of this, it's like, yeah, we could probably start coloring it over next week. We can do that definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely be up for that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take the next 5 or so minutes to kind of wrap up the inking. Oh, you still got to do the Yeti, don't you?
Yeah, no worries. So this will be quick.
Yeah, we could finish up the Yeti and call it a day.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Oh, this came out though. The inking's so good, dude.
It's. I mean, I whatever this pen is. What's this pen? Carl's Inkbox Clean Comics. Just a really nice brush. Really, because it's got that curve to it, or that, you know, slight angle that makes it really nice for like thin but also like thick lines. Really satisfying.
Yeah. I just love just the random Yeti attack. It's perfect.
I didn't know. I mean, I was like, I was kind of worried to be like, I was thinking back probably too hard to be like, what does a Yeti even look like? But it literally is just a white, hairy gorilla thing, you know, really. So it wasn't too hard to like figure out the concept behind like what a Yeti.
So, Mr. asked, what's my personal channel called? I should check it out. I have nothing on my personal channel, just to let you know. There's nothing on there. The only reason I have 9 subscribers is because I think I made a comment on a Rebecca Sugar video saying, oh, you know, this reminds me of being in New York, and for Ice Water, I think. And some people really like that comment, and some people subscribe to me through that comments. It's funny. It had like, I think it had like 500. The initial comment had like 500 likes, and then somebody asked me like, oh, where can I see your cartoons? Because I said like, I'm like, it's just interesting going back from when I was in college to now, and I've kind of done all this stuff. And somebody asked, where can I watch your cartoons? And I said, oh, you can watch them here. And I linked to my channel, and it deleted the comment. It's like, so like that sweet like influx of Rebecca Sugar fans coming in to potentially see Failing Upward got squashed. I put it back up. I put the comment back up, and I'm curious to see how many likes it got, honestly, because I don't remember much. Rebecca Sugar, Ice Water. I just think that's so funny. That's so funny. I feel like Rebecca Sugar is like a reoccurring character on this podcast now, or a reoccurring topic.
we do bring her up quite a bit.
I know she's cool. I mean, like, what do you want me to say? She's cool stuff. Yeah. Let me go. No, not that one. It's gonna be my Mutant Astronaut. But if you are interested, I may eventually post stuff. It's called Mutant Astronaut is the account. There's nothing on there right now. Oh yeah, I mean, it's a little depressing. It went from like 500 likes to 58 likes.
Oh.
Oh well. Oh well. Can't do anything about it. Not a big deal.
You have to bear with me a little bit. My Photoshop's a bit of a wobbly right now.
Here, I will link my channel in the chat. If you are curious, I mean, like, I might end up posting stuff to there. Mr. Wright, you said you found us through TikTok? That's interesting. I mean, like, it's so fascinating because we have more subscribers or followers on TikTok than we do on here, which is very bizarre. But I'm trying to figure out how to get the TikTok followers over here. It's a little frustrating to not be able to do that because there's no way to directly link, you know, my stuff. Like, or the YouTube page here, basically. I can put it in the, like, on the front page and everything, like on my profile page, but I don't know. It just doesn't really work for me as far as, like, trying to get stuff.
And it works.
Okay, you good?
We're good. We're good. We're back. Just gonna save it. There's another while. Okay. Remember, kids, save your work.
All right. That's so funny. I have Mutant Astronaut is my name. Somebody has a name just called Mute Astronaut.
Whoa.
Which is funny because my name on Newgrounds is called Mute Astro. Huh.
We're gonna
Can I
sue
not
you. No, I'm just
find my old? Hang on. At Mutant Astro. There it is. I found it. Okay. There we go. You're interested? Here it is. I literally said YouTube auto-deleted my comments on the Ice Water video for recommending my animation page. That's on me. Well, if anyone liked this page from that video, here you can check out my animation stuff here. That's funny.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking at it right now.
Yes, sub. Thank you. 10th sub. 10th sub. Double digits. Oh, 11th sub. 11th sub. Never mind. I was already at double digits. Wonderful. New subscriber, K-Master. Thank you, K-Master. That's the one I got the notification for. That's cool. But yeah. What else do I have to talk about? Yeah, I'm gonna be out for like a month next month. Just relaxing and stuff like that. But I'll try to see if I could stop by for a stream because these aren't like super intensive or anything. It's just kind of talking, but it's just gonna. What was I gonna say? It's gonna just depend on whether or not I'm like, you know, awake enough to do it. We'll see.
Hey, that could be good entertainment. I don't know.
Oh, like me slowly falling asleep on stream?
Yeah.
And just like blurting out stuff.
Sleep
I don't think you want to hear. I don't think you want to hear what I have to say like post anesthesia. Like I don't think you want to do that. But we'll see.
Here's what I really think about Rebecca Trigger.
Here's what I really think. Oh man, I've come out of anesthesia before and it's so bizarre.
Is it?
It is very bizarre. Yeah. It's maybe my second time under anesthesia. So, oh no, my third time. I guess that'll be my third time. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, Mr. Ed says, I think I appreciate Rebecca Shark even more as a songwriter rather than an animation director. I mean, her songwriting has gotten fantastic. Yeah. I mean, we talked about it a couple podcasts ago, but I really loved her newest record. So, yeah, I think she's becoming a great songwriter. Number go up for the content. Thank you. I'll try to put something on there. I really will try to put like a video on there. I've been thinking of different. I would love to do a haha you clowns video. I just don't really have like a YouTuber voice, so like it's very hard for me to like listen back to my voice and be like, that sounds good. I don't like it. The editing part's the easiest part for me. The editing is the easiest part for me. It's more just the recording is rough for me.
I mean, do you listen back to yourself and do you have that feeling where you listen back to yourself and be like, that's not me. That's not my
Oh,
voice.
absolutely. Absolutely. I sound like a 17-year-old. So I mean, like, unless it's early in the morning, and then you kind of hear my like my 30-something voice. But like when I'm kind of up and active, I sound very high pitched.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I definitely,
so
yeah,
go ahead.
mine's more way lower register. Like, I feel like I'm way
Yeah,
more.
Jack, you sound like your age or around your age. I sound like a teenager. Um,
That's,
it's
I mean,
not the worst
that's,
thing
that's
in the
a,
world.
yeah, I was
Not the
gonna say
worst
that's
thing
a
in the
good
world.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
yeah,
yeah, thanks, man.
yeah. This is. Oh, this Yeti's looking good. He's so cool.
You can really
We
hear
have
the.
to make the Yeti. We'll have to make the Yeti a reoccurring character.
Oh, of course.
Um,
It's
yeah.
Cody's new roommate.
It's so yeah. It's Cody's new roommate. It's so funny because one of the things I was worried about with this comic was that I don't know if anybody here is a fan of Wabi or Wabi. Sorry, the Wabi shorts where it's just this kid. It's these. I don't know how to describe them. I showed you the Wabi shorts, right, Jack?
I think I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this. They're kind of these shorts where it's these group of kids,
Yes,
and there's
you
this
did.
one kid named Wabi,
Yeah.
who always gets like decimated. Like the first one I saw was like the one where it's these kids shaking up a soda, and they're like, I'm gonna give this to Wabi, and they keep shaking it up and shaking it up. It's like shake it more, and then like he keeps shaking it, and then they're like shake it more, and it cuts to like that one character, and he's like fully rotoscoped and has an adult voice. Like okay, that's enough. But they're all supposed to be like kids. But then he gives it to Wabi, and then he gets like nuked by like the soda explosion. But anyway, they did a short where it's Wabi is like skiing or something or sledding, and like all these terrible things are happening, and then a Yeti comes. And he's like, "I'm a Yeti. I'm gonna get you." I'm like, "Oh, I hope people don't think I'm ripping off Wabi. This is a full-on ski-free kind of like reference." And as well, I mean, the one I showed to
No.
you, Jack, was the Billy and Mandy, the Bigfoot,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Raggle
Raggle Fraggle.
Fraggle.
Yeah.
Somebody help me! But yeah. I guess people really think Yetis and big feet are funny. Is it big foots or big feet?
Uh, yeah. What's the plural? A group of Bigfoots are a big feet.
Yeah.
What's the?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anyone's ever figured that out. I've seen Harry and the Hendersons multiple times, and even I haven't figured it out.
Oh,
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, very long. It's been a while. I still, I feel like that movie's a dream because I feel like it's like I remember it being advertised everywhere, and like, but like I don't believe it's a real film in the sense of just like, but I mean I know I watched it. I watched it once. I feel like, and then like finding out that it stars
John Lithgow.
yeah, and, not realizing that it was him, stuff like that. So. Yeah,
Yeah, and the guy in Harry, the guy who plays Harry is the guy who plays the Predator.
so funny.
It's the same guy, Kevin Peter Hall. He was a really tall guy. He unfortunately passed away after Predator 2. But he also played Harry on the Harry and the Henderson sitcom that nobody remembers. There was a sitcom too, by the way.
Okay.
It's not very good. But Harry and the Hendersons, I agree. There is something kind of dreamlike about it. Like there is something like, did I make this up? I was thinking about this recently because there's so many of those movies where you're trying to explain it to somebody and it sounds like the craziest thing ever. It's like, oh, it's a Bigfoot who moves in with a family, and you're like, people are probably like, what? But there was a movie that did that. There was a movie that did that recently, where it was what was it called? That Lisa Frankenstein movie, the one Diablo Cody wrote and Zelda Williams directed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it had a plot point in it where it's like if you were trying to remember the movie, you would use that plot point. It's like, oh, it's the tanning bed that brings people back to life, and it's just like, it's like I love movies like that where they have weird identifiers.
Right. Oh,
K-Master said it feels like a movie inside of a TV.
that's
my favorite one of those is in Seinfeld. They have a bunch of fake movies in Seinfeld, but the one I remember most is I think it's called Sack Lunch, and Elaine, like the poster is like a family and they're all like popping out of like a brown bag lunch bag, and Elaine is like, oh, I want to see how they get into the bag, and I'm like, I'm like, that's such an interesting take on it, because I just assume it's just like a surrealist poster about like a family drama or like a family comedy or something.
Yeah.
Like that's not. I've told that to my friend, and she was just like, I never considered like Elaine's synopsis not being the real one.
Mm.
And I'm like, no, it's funnier to think that she didn't even know what the movie was about.
So
She just assumes it's about a family getting shrunk down into a bagged lunch. That's so funny. But I love stuff like that. I love weird movies that you have to like have signifiers for because you can't remember them. Sacked Lunch, Seinfeld. I need to show you that poster. It's a wonderful poster. Whoever did this poster is incredible. It's called Sack Lunch. I just figure, the quality is so bad. Oh, here it is. You can see it. You can see it in the screenshot. It's wonderful. That's wonderful. Guys, you can look this up on your own, but
oh, it's really yeah. Okay. Oh.
I like to imagine that's just like people really thought that's what that movie was about, and it's actually just like a drama or something like that.
Yeah,
so here's a better quality image, so you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, slightly better. This is like a background gag in a show.
Oh my gosh, that is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just figure it's like a funny poster. It's not supposed to be taken literally.
No, I love that. That's that's good. I mean, it's so. I mean, it's the tacky font as well that gets me. It's such a tacky like. I mean, you know, but it's like, you know. Then again, it's also like, you know, you think to yourself, man, people really went above and beyond with like. I mean, that's just a parody of itself.
Movie posters
like,
back in the day.
Yeah, pretty much. You know.
Yeah, now you don't do that anymore. Now it's like two people against like a solid color background.
Yeah, you know, we used to live in a country, you know.
Yeah, we used to live in a world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I feel like a lot of. I mean, nothing's worse than when you're on Netflix and like it's the alternate posters that are just a screenshot from the movie.
Yeah.
That's rough. It's like just show me the movie poster. Like you don't need to show me a screenshot from the movie. But apparently that's done. It's based on your streaming habits apparently, where they're like, well, this is the screenshot from the movie that'll get the person to watch it the most based on your streaming habits, which is so bizarre to me. It's so weird. Yeah. Are we almost done with this Yeti?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move his tongue. I don't know. That's such a weird thing to say.
I think I just want to, maybe it's the last thing we'll talk about, but like I going forward with Failing Upward, I would, as much as I love the format of the kind of daydream scenarios, I would like to see if the show ends up getting a little more oomph behind it in terms of our production budget and everything. I would love to see if we can start melding the surrealness into the actual show. I would love to kind of start working on that. We kind of did little hints of it here and there. Like, we have Mark coming out with like the big chef's hat and the goggles and everything. And like, that's all there. But yeah, I don't know. I just, I want to do more. I want to do more with that. And I think these comics are kind of a way into that.
I mean, I certainly, I think this will hopefully allow us to get more loose anyway in terms of like, I mean, they're great for me in terms because they can be easily produced quickly. And just in terms of just like just in terms of just like ways to like do more with these characters that are not confined by taking so long with the animation and such, and be a bit more loose with it. It's way more fun, definitely.
Mr. Red said like kind of like MTV Downtown did, sort of. I think MTV Downtown has the kind of same thing where it's like it's kind of a fantasy sequence. Like it drifts off from what's established, and then you can tell what's a fantasy. I'm talking about like just having weird random stuff happening in the actual world. A good example is like I feel like Scrubs started out with the kind of the way we did, where it's like all of JD's fantasies, but then just weird shit starts happening on Scrubs. like there's an entire episode where like the janitor built like a giant sandcastle in front of the hospital, and you're like, wait, what? And he's like able to live in it and everything, and it's like it's so bizarre. And I know a lot of people say that's like jumping the shark and everything, but I like expanding upon the universe in that way, where it's just like you can have fun with that universe. It doesn't need to be so serious. So yeah, I mean, I would like to maybe see if we could do that, but I do love Downtown, so yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
I think we're wrapped, right? I think this is
Yes. So,
Alright.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'll say inking for this is pretty much done. I've just got to clean up some areas, but we're pretty much done with the inking. I've got to. I think something that I mean, I know I mentioned it to you, Gary, but I think more so, we might be doing something a little bit more to these comics in terms of like their style as well, because we're not just.
Yeah.
with
Do you
them in
want to say what it is? Do you want to say what it is, or?
I mean, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, we're gonna make them slightly boil as well in terms of like the movement, the character, you know, sort of like make the lines boil a bit the same way as the show, how the show sort of like moves in terms of like how the lines sort of wiggle and stuff like that. We're gonna probably apply this also to the comic strip as well to make it pop it up, you know, make it pop more and just have it be a bit more, you know, just make it, you know, just make it sort of like more fun to digest, I guess, in terms of just like having it be more than just a comic strip. So.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm planning to do anyway. Next with this, anyway, I have to draw the main lines first, and then it's like, okay, great, I'm gonna draw over them all over again. A bit more work for me. But no, honestly, it's super straightforward. And then after that, we can start coloring it in. And yeah, I think you know, I mean, technically, I could finish this all up in a week, but then it's like, you know, we haven't we gotta put in stream content, you know. So it's like, I'll save it for the next stream just to start coloring this properly. But yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you know, hopefully, yeah. I mean, you know, what you know, this. What do you think, Chief? Is this okay? This works.
I love this. What do you? Yeah. What does chat think? Chat, do we like the comic?
Delete.
Chat, are we still there? Let's see. Let's see if anybody in chat responds. Do we like the comic? They're not responding.
Shoot.
Oh, we love it. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
we love
great.
it. We love it. Okay, good. That's all I need. I love the whimsical skipping Cody.
Just skipping over some puddles.
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys. We're gonna end it here. Jack, pleasure as always. Looking forward to doing many, many more of these. These are a lot of fun. I've been loving just talking about animation in general.
Yeah.
Like it's been really fun, and talking about stuff we really love and everything like that has been really cool. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna put us out to our little kind of end of stream thing, and then we're gonna say goodbye. So have a good day, guys. See you probably next week.
Yeah, we'll let you know anyway. No worries. All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.